Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back to Penny's Reading Nook. I'm here in Spencer, West Virginia today, and I don't know where you're at, but let me tell you, here in Spencer, it is hot. Whew. I'm already tired of these 90-degree days. I'm tired of summer. Let's bring on fall. Heat and Miss Penny, we don't get along real well. But with all that set aside, you don't want to know about that, do you? You want to know, what are we going to do today, Miss Penny? Well, we have a book, we have an art project, it's a little art and a little math, and then we also have a game that we're going to do. So we probably should just go ahead and get started, shouldn't we? Yeah, I think we should. All right. The name of our book today is called Bee and Me. It was written by Ella J. McGinnis, and it was illustrated by Heather Brown. And if you look right here, it says, Watch Me Fly. So this is kind of a little bit of a magic book, okay? So when we open it, if you look, you will see, oh, there's the bee. She's flying, isn't she? There's a dog going, I wonder what that bee's doing. Well, let's find out. Into the garden bumbled a bee. She zigzagged through flowers and blooms on our tree. She tumbled, she buzzed, she rolled, and she fluttered, gathering powder the color of butter. When all of a sudden my dog chased the bee, who dashed toward my house, a safe place to flee. And here's the dog. Come back, come back. Wait, I want to play with you. I ran for the window and shut it up fast, but the bee was already inside of the glass. Buzz, buzzed the bee. Oh no, I yelped back, afraid that bee might launch an attack. You see the bee there at the window? She might be going nanner, nanner, nanner to the dog that's outside, and she's inside. But just as I hid, I took one final peek, and to my great surprise, the bee started to speak. Please help me, said Bee, as I peered through the crack. I'm in a big hurry, and I have to get back. Oh no, what's wrong? My friends are all busy working hard at the hive. They wiggle, they waggle, they jiggle and jive. See them wiggle and waggle, jiggle and jive. We're good for much more than just honey, you see. We bees help the flowers, the bushes, and trees. We gather their pollen and spread it around. The only way to keep them growing that we have found. If it weren't for us bees, why the plants would be gone. No more peaches, no cherries, no trees to climb on. There'd be no more apples, no flowers to smell. Still, you humans decide that you don't like us that well. Oh no. And then from her eye came a big shiny tear. We just want to help, but all you run in fear. She's crying. Poor bee. Her feelings are hurt. But now that I've met you, I'm not scared anymore. I know lots about bees, way more than I did before. From now on, I'll be much nicer to you. I'll never again swat at bees with my shoe. Then I opened the window and she flew away. See you soon, said Bee, and got on with her day. See him waving back and forth there? There she goes. Everything's fine. Right here, and it says more about our bee friends. I'm going to learn some little facts here. Girl bees work outside gathering pollen and nectar. Boy bees do all of their work inside the hive. The energy in 1 ounce of honey would be enough for a bee to fly all the way around the world. That's a long way for just a teeny tiny little bit of honey. We rely on bees to help grow 1/3 of all the food we eat. Wow, did you guys know that? Because we rely on the bees to help grow 1/3 of all of the food we eat. So it's very important that we keep the bees around, isn't it? Yes, we need to be bee friends. To make just 1 pound of honey, a colony of bees will fly 55,000 miles and will gather pollen and nectar from 2 million flowers. Whew, that's a lot, isn't it? In a single trip, a bee will visit between 50 and 100 flowers. She'll come back to the hive carrying more than half of her weight in pollen. Bees pretty strong, aren't they? A busy beehive can make up to 2 pounds of honey in a day. Bees aren't very speedy. They can only fly about 15 miles per hour. Other insects, like dragonflies, can fly as fast as 36 miles per hour. Wow. Bees cannot fly in the rain, and bees are too busy working to worry about people. They won't sting you unless they're scared or they're trying to protect their hives. Bees can tell other bees the direction and distance of pollen and nectar by the way they move their bodies. It's called the waggle dance. So if you remember in the book she was doing her little dance, then right here it says, be a honeybee helper. In the summer, bees spend a lot of time collecting water to cool their hives. You can help by leaving a cup of water in your yard for them. Bees like blue and purple flowers best. They're also attracted to daisies, jasmine, and sunflowers. Plant some in your garden for bees to visit. Try to plant early and late blooming flowers in your garden. They'll keep bees happy and healthy from spring through fall. Some bees make their homes in dead trees. If you don't have one nearby, ask a grown-up to drill holes in a block of wood that you can leave in the garden, and it will keep bees cozy during the winter. And finally, beekeepers usually have lots of hives. They make sure the bees have everything they need, and in return, they get plenty of honey and beeswax. You can help them help bees by buying local honey. So there was a lot of facts in there, and you know what? When I read this book the first time, I learned some things about bees that I did not know. And I love honey, so I always try to buy my local honey. See, they're all walking off together. The end. So, right here. So let's be friendly. Let's be friendly to the bees, and let's be friendly to each other. Some important things. All right. On with the art project. Now, for our art project, we're going to make a paper plate bumblebee. All right, and I already made it because you have to paint the paper plate yellow, and I didn't want to have to do that here, and then the plate be wet, and then what's that going to do for us? So I thought, I'll just go ahead, I'll make it, but we'll go through the steps, and I'll show you what to do, okay? For this project, you're going to need a paper plate from your mom and dad's kitchen, wax paper from your mom and dad's kitchen, so see, you're probably going to have a lot of this stuff already. Black construction paper and white construction paper. So we need, and some yellow paint and glue. And that's all we need for this project, okay? So the first thing I did was I painted my paper plate yellow, right? While that was drying, I got out a circle and I traced 2 white circles, like a medium-sized circle, and then I traced 2 small circles, black circles, for the bumblebee eyes. Cut them out, get them glued together and ready to glue on. And then while you're doing that, you also want to make your 2 antennas. You just trace a line with a circle on the top, and you're going to cut those out. And finally, you need a little stinger on the end, and that is the triangle shape, okay? So we have circles and triangles, and right there, we have a rectangle. And then right here, we have a rectangle. Now, for the stripes on the bee, that's where your math lesson comes in, okay? You need to get out your, you have a set of dice, and we're going to take just one, and just one is called a die. So you're going to roll it, shake, rattle, and roll, you roll it, see what the dots are, and try to do it just by looking at it. Remember that fancy word? I believe it was called subitizing, where we want to be able to just look at the dice and know what the number is. So you roll it. Well, when I rolled the building blocks, I got a 3. So that meant that my bumblebee was going to get 3 black stripes. So once your plate is dry, you just glue your things on. And when I made my wings, I'll turn the plate over. The wings are in the shape of a big teardrop, just like the little teardrop that the bee shed in the storybook. Well, I thought that would make a good wing shape, wouldn't it? So we have 2 teardrop wax paper wings. Put those on the back. I glued my antennas on the back, which was a rectangle and a circle. On the bottom, I have my triangle. That's a stinger. Put them all on the back. I had my 3 stripes on the front and my eyeballs. And there you have a buzzy bumblebee ready to fly away. All right? And the last thing we have is we have a game that we have to play. Now, my favorite store for all my teacher stuff and all my games and things that I get is the Dollar Tree. I absolutely love the Dollar Tree. And this spring, they had felt flowers that a person could get for $1. So I thought, you know what, I need a couple of those for building blocks. And then I brought them the building blocks, and I took a piece of yellow paper, and I glued to the back of my flower, and right there's my pollen for the bees to come and get. Well, we're going to take these 2 flowers, and we're going to play a movement game with them, okay? So if you guys will follow me, we'll see what the game's going to be, okay? So you're going to take your 2 flowers, and if you don't have flowers like this from the Dollar Tree, get your paper and your scissors and your crayons. You can make your own flower, okay? But you want to make them, if you've got large paper, use just one sheet of large paper. If you don't, take 2 small sheets or 4 small sheets and tape them together, then you can make a big flower, okay? But to play this game, you're going to stand on the flower. And you're going to pick up the flower, the other one that you're not standing on, you're going to lay it on the carpet. Ooh, that's going to be a big jump. And then you have to jump to that flower, just like a bee. We're going to buzz from place to place. But now we can't move until we get our other flower. So we'll get our flower, and then you move it to another spot, and then you buzz over to it. And then you move your flower, and you buzz over to that. And you can buzz all the way around. You can buzz through the yard. You can buzz around your house. You can do whatever you want to do with your flowers. But you can't move if you're not standing on a flower and you don't have a flower in front of you. All right? So I hope you enjoyed these activities. I hope you enjoyed the book, and I hope you try these things at home. And I will see you next time, boys and girls. Bye-bye.